All right, we're going to start with Tesla shares here. They look like they may be up in the pre-market, although you never know. This, of course, after sinking, another 8%. That was a new 52-week low yesterday. The stock, of course, as you see, just over the last 3 months has lost more than half of its value. Shocking. Yesterday, Elon Musk got into it with a few people. Now, here's one. He's trying to explain why Tesla shares are tanking. That was in response to what he heard from Tesla investor Ross Gerber, who said, hey, it's time for a shakeup at the company, given your focus on Twitter. And Musk coming back with, hey, do you read your textbooks? Rates go up, growth goes down. Maybe you just want to sort of figure that out. And that's true. To a certain extent, growth is slowing. There's no doubt about that. There are continued questions, though, about his last sale of $3.5 billion worth of stock. He didn't explain it. It wasn't clear that it was to help support Twitter. Is it another reason? Is there more taxes to be paid, perhaps, in the state of California? We can speculate all we want. We don't know. But that, of course, has also left the market, to a certain extent, a little more concerned. All these incredibly wealthy people also margin a certain amount of their stock because it's a way to not pay taxes, but to finance their lifestyle. How much? And then, Jim, there was what I reported yesterday, which we would have thought would have been seen as a positive, namely that he was actively seeking somebody to replace him at Twitter as the CEO.
You think it's real?
Yeah, of course I do. That's why I reported it. Not that big a surprise. And then late in the night, even after he did tweet at me two smiling faces, he said, I will resign as soon as I find somebody foolish enough to take the job.
Right. That was funny.
He's looking. He's trying to figure it out. He's told people it's a 4-month project. So he's 2 months in. Maybe it goes another couple of months and he finds somebody in this next 2 months. We'll see. But Tesla, the momentum here, Jim, is only one way.
Which way would that be?
It would be down. And
yeah, you know why? You know what's not being talked about
Tell
at all?
me.
Yeah, people just talk about this Tesla and Twitter. How about Ford? How about the fact that Tesla's beginning to lose shares? Anyone ever talk about that? How about the fact that their shares down 5.91%? How about the fact that Ford's share is now up, it has increased 1.88 to 5.5? How about the fact that Hyundai's come up a little bit? I think that Tesla's share is being called into question. I think that Tesla has peaked in terms of its share in EV in this country.
In this country,
start talking about that.
It's much different overseas.
No, absolutely. But I think in this country, we have to start thinking about this. I think I'm an illusion to Mr. Musk, but I think that we have to start talking about the notion of Tesla as old. Now, 70% is still great. If Nike has 70% of the shoes, we don't care about anybody else. I'm saying it's something to watch. Particularly because Ford's goal is to have a substantially more number of electric 150. They can't make the F-150s, in part because the grid is so bad in this country that people are buying the F-150 in order to be able to make it so if their grid goes down, they can light their house up.
That coupled with the fact that there is a perception that he is damaging the brand to a certain extent by so many of his comments. I know.
The shenanigans?
I don't know, whatever you want to call it. You saw that report from Evercore yesterday. We did that, right? They took it down from
$100
300 to 200,
right.
And they cited the fact that 40% of sales are in California, and he seems to go to no end to attack the very audience for purchases of Teslas.
Well, California is where the grid is the most inefficient. California is where you would need an F-150 more than anyone else. I wish I would have it. I have the CEO of the most important utility.
Most important utility tonight.
Yeah.
And that would be PG&E.
Yeah. And I have to tell you, the reliability there says to me that the F-150 is what you have to have, not the Generac. We know the Generac sales are very weak. We've had so many downgrades of Generac that it's like, who hasn't? But she is one of the reasons, and she's doing a fantastic job at it.